Welcome.
We are back.
We're finally back, and we're in a giddy mood today.
We are in a
guys.
lively mood.
Before we start, look at these amazing mugs. Somewhat cultured official mugs.
If you follow us on Instagram,
you already saw these, but and their faces are on it too. That is it's peak.
In case you're wondering, there's actually Coke in here.
Diet Coke.
It's delicious.
I'm on a diet. Jordan, do you want to see what my favorite present for Christmas is? And it's not these two.
I've probably already seen it, but for the camera's sake, yes.
Okay.
I think I know what he's gonna show us.
Oh!
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that was a lantern for those listening.
Yeah.
And it was very bright.
Yeah.
And yes, I saw that one. What was show him the coffee maker?
Coffee maker? Okay. Again.
You have to wait 1 second.
Here we are. Look at this thing. So we can actually... Is it bad that we have our coffee mugs filled with Diet Coke and we have a coffee maker right here?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Okay. Anyway, you want to get us started?
Not a
on
coffee
the intro?
drinker myself.
Get us started on the intro, buddy.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Somewhat Cultured Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything pop culture in which we're somewhat knowledgeable.
Yeah, that thing.
I'm your host, Bob Reed.
And I'm someone. Jordan Silva. That's me.
You're someone?
I'm someone.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot to talk about in terms of quantity of news.
No, first day back.
As usual. And I think we're going to start doing this. I think we need to start covering more obviously we want to cover everything news, but there's going to be something coming soon that we won't have to be covering such a wide array of news very soon.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. If you know, you know. But today, for nerdy news, we're a little late to the party, I'd say. I mean, I've seen just about I've seen Star Wars Theory cover it. I've seen Nerdrotic cover it. I've seen,
Star Wars Theory and Nerdrotic, both people I watch and I have not seen yet, and you've seen before me. That's new.
Well, I was doing it to get information for the episode.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni is officially, in charge.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the main thing we got to talk about today.
What did Theory and Gary have to say about it?
Oh,
out of curiosity.
I mean, I didn't put their opinions on there, but Theory and Nerdrotic are both, obviously, they're kind of the same when it comes to opinions about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is...
Most of us are.
Yeah, it is what it is, but
yeah.
They're definitely they're on board, but not completely convinced,
Yeah. Okay.
And
that's fair.
I mean, here's the news pretty much. I'm just gonna read off what we know so far.
Okay.
Which is important. This is all taken from Puck News, from Nerdrotic, from Star Wars Theory, and from Lucasfilm.com.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna get into it, and you can hear the take on it, honestly.
Okay.
So, here we have our Dave Filoni takeover episode. Dave Filoni is about to build his new empire. Mm-hmm. Believably so.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a good one.
Yeah. So, what I have written down, Dave Filoni is officially taking over for Kathleen Kennedy in her position as studio executive and president of Lucasfilm alongside Lin-Wen Brennan, who is as president and general manager of Lucasfilm's businesses. Lin-Wen Brennan oversees all divisions, including Lucasfilm, Industrial Light and Magic, and Skywalker Sound. She is responsible for the development and execution of Lucasfilm's business strategy and implementation of the company vision. That was taken from Lucasfilm.com. So, and then they're co-running Lucasfilm due to the fact that Filoni, as stated by Puck News, never fit the mold as a studio exec. And on top of that, no official news has come out as to who is stepping up as the CCO, which means that there's a chance that Dave Filoni decides to continue overseeing the creative direction that Star Wars goes in.
Right.
So, what do you take from that?
I think that's actually a decent decision. Dave Filoni's a creative.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to be able to handle all the numbers and stuff. In all fairness, Kennedy couldn't handle it because I think Kennedy just made bad decisions thinking about the business, and that's why Star Wars was harmed. I think Filoni's going to make decisions more based on the property and like where the story is, more than a business, because he's a creative, not a business person.
Well, and then so my idea, hopping off of what you said there, is that Kathleen Kennedy was basically, what you're saying is that she was kind of taking over where she wasn't needed to be taken over,
right?
Because we had Lin-Win Brennan, and then she became very much enthralled. You can tell through whatever you watch from Disney Star Wars, even the stuff that is good, you can see where she had her hand in it. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. But
she's been a part of Lucasfilm for a long time. She's been producing films, not just for Lucasfilm, for Spielberg and for other creators. You have Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. She's been an executive producer in all these films. And so she has always been on the business end of things. And unfortunately, when you're making business decisions solely for the sake of making business decisions, like, for example, bringing Grogu back into The Mandalorian before he could have had a chance to finish his story with Luke, that harms the story. It harms the franchise, because people wanted to see Grogu train with Luke for longer than one episode of a series that he didn't even belong in.
That kind of sucks,
It was a great episode, don't get me wrong, but it had no business being in a Boba Fett show.
I know. And another reason why Boba Fett is terrible.
It's not Favreau's fault. He had to do it because they had to bring Grogu back for season 3.
Yeah.
And it's just, it isn't right that they didn't finish the story, and that's a good example of how, like, badly it's been run. There's many examples, but that's a more recent one on why the franchise is suffering, is because we have executives making executive decisions that are solely based on money. She wanted Grogu back into Mandalorian so that they could make money. Grogu and Mando's dynamic, they could sell more toys, Lego sets, whatever. And unfortunately, when you sacrifice the story for that kind of stuff, it hurts the story.
Yeah.
Always. So I think Filoni is going to take a more narrative, like, focused approach to his run.
Okay.
But I also think that Filoni, I've said this a lot, he's not the savior of Star Wars, not solely. He's a great writer in a lot of respects. He, worked under Lucas very closely in Clone Wars. Clone Wars was more Lucas's baby, but Filoni had a lot of heavy...
I don't know, how many episodes did George Lucas have a hand in for...
virtually all of them, to my understanding.
Even season 7?
Not season 7. No, that was all Filoni.
Well, that's why half of it was awful.
I think Clone Wars was Lucas's brainchild, but it became Filoni's thing.
Yeah, I think after a time period, it kind of just got taken over.
Right, and Ahsoka was Lucas's idea. Well, to be fair, Ahsoka was Filoni's idea in the fact, in character design, in name, but it was Lucas's idea to make her Anakin's Padawan and to characterize her the way she was characterized.
Yeah.
Because Filoni just drew the character as a random person, because the original plan for Clone Wars was to follow a random crew of misfits making their way through the galaxy, which ended up being the plot of Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. What I see from Filoni, I think, is what... giving it from a DC nerd's perspective, I think this is a very similar situation to what we've already dealt with. Because DC was, Zack Snyder was in control of all the movies, and then the Warner Brothers executives were just not, they weren't doing it for us. They weren't making good movies. They weren't putting out stuff.
Not at all.
And now everyone sees James Gunn as the savior, but just give him one mess up and everyone's gonna go ballistic. And it's going to be the same with Filoni, I think. So we need to, I think what we need to do is really just have hope that we're going to get at least some good out of this.
Right.
You know, I think that's the big hope for anyone who likes Star Wars, is that we are going to have, I mean, that's the whole reason for getting rid of someone who is not working for you, is to have at least a little bit of progress. So with Disney Star Wars, we had a little bit of good with a lot of bad.
Yeah.
What we want, what I think we should be hoping for and at least expecting is half and half. I think we should fairly rate it and not put Dave Filoni on this high pedestal, because that's already, you know, he's just not going to hit home with audiences. He never fully has. And
Well, yeah, I mean, Ahsoka arguably wasn't that successful.
yeah,
It wasn't really successful at all.
And for me, I'm an Ahsoka lover too.
I mean, not the character, though.
No. I love the show.
Right.
I really, and I think episode 5 of Ahsoka is one of the best things Disney has ever put out for Star Wars. Because that's the episode
Hands
where
down,
she goes into the Force and like trains back with Anakin and finishes her training. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's just answer it.
Answer it.
Answer it.
Hey, what's up?
I'm calling Jordan.
This is me.
You called me during my 3-hour class.
During your 3-hour class.
I'm sorry. We're filming right now. You want to say hi?
No.
Just say hi.
Say hi.
Hi, guys.
I don't know. Can you hear it? Say it again.
Hi, guys. Are we taking phone calls from viewers now?
Yeah.
What's your
thoughts?
question? What's
What are
your
your
thoughts?
thoughts on Filoni taking over Star Wars?
I don't really know much about Dave Filoni, but I know his wife.
You know his wife? What do you know about his wife? Tell us
I
about
just
it.
have a personal connection to his wife.
Wait, how do you? Well, if you have a personal connection, don't you know who?
So you know Dave Filoni then?
He's always working. He's doing stuff with John Favreau all the time.
That's true.
It's true. Okay, Edward, what
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Oh,
You got that right.
what occupation does Dave Filoni's wife have?
That's a good question. The press hasn't reported accurately.
All right.
All right, bye, Edward.
Look it up. We will not be disclosing what her occupation is because
You can look it up yourself.
look it up.
It's fun.
Fun would not be the word I would use to describe it. Okay, to be fair, no slander, no nothing. She writes books. She's a writer. I'm not kidding. She's a writer.
I know. I'm just thinking about.
But there is some stuff, questionable things she's posted on social media, which have actually given fans a lot of pause about her character, Filoni's character. We don't need to get into that here, but anyway, that's what he was referencing because it's not great. Anyway, back to Filoni.
lovely Edward appearance, by the way.
Yeah, that's our friend Edward. He'll get on the podcast.
I hope so. I want him to be on so bad. Like, that would be amazing.
Anyway, back to business.
Filoni. Yeah.
Filoni. So here's the thing.
Filoni,
I think,
baloney.
other than Sam Witwer, he is the best choice that they have.
Okay, so can I interject there? Then, do you think that Sam Witwer should be the guy who takes over as CCO?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
And do you think they will hire Sam Witwer, or do you think no? I don't.
No, they won't do it because, I'm probably because they don't want to be wrong. He's right about a lot of things, and he keeps telling them to do things, and they don't listen, and then they suffer for it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they want to give him the satisfaction.
Which is sad because
They're petty. They're so petty. Kathy is petty, dude. Kennedy is a petty.
well, we'll
person.
see because now that Dave Filoni's in charge,
I mean, it's clear that the decisions that were made towards the end were just to spite fans because of all the backlash.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, a lot of backlash from Star Wars fans is bad. Like, a lot of Star Wars fans are not the best when it comes to how they behave online.
Oh no, they are.
Star Wars is probably one of the most toxic communities of all time. Fan
Yeah,
base.
don't go to a Star Wars convention.
Do not. Well, you can go to like Star Wars Celebration, but like don't.
That's different. That's a little different. That's a Disney run convention.
I will go there one day.
An actual like a Star Wars convention where they're like Star Wars purists.
Right,
Oh,
and there's
Lordy.
people who say things online. They attack actors. They say things that are offensive. You know, those people are not good people, but they are not really the majority of us. Most of us are sane, normal people with rational minds and don't just lash out when things don't go our way and try to have constructive criticism. I don't like a lot of things Disney's done, not because of their cast or their actors or who like the things they say. I mean, it's very, very minimal reasons. I mean, maybe some of the actors have been kind of irritating in the way they've acted towards fans and towards people and just like been not very good human beings.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that they're the reason I don't like the show because of the writing. I don't like any of it because of the writing.
Well, it's
Crazy
just
Freudian
so
slip there, by the way, because clearly I'm talking about the Acolyte. But there's more than just the Acolyte.
well, I mean, Boba Fett, Mando season.
Yeah, Boba Fett,
3.
the writing. I mean, the Boba Fett's a good example because there's really nothing you can say that's like, oh, you're this insert ism or ist.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can really say about that. It's really just bad. Like,
It's
the
straight
writing
up
is just not
just
good.
not good.
And, you know, a lot of fans, what proves a lot of fans are not the ists and the phobes and the isms that they call a lot of fans is Andor. Because Andor is pretty diverse in its cast.
Well, not only that, it's also a attack on like Andor is a political drama.
It really
Like,
is. And it's really just an attack on just how
imperialism,
how
and
bureaucracy can be dangerous and
bureaucracy.
all that. But the main thing that about Andor is it's very diverse. Not the main thing, but in this, the point I'm trying to make, it's very diverse, and nobody has a problem with that.
Exactly.
Nobody ever has a problem with who you cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you have your cast do in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't like some of your characters, not because of whatever race or gender or whatever they are. It's because of how the character's written. That's why we don't like it. And there's good writing in Disney Star Wars, and there's bad writing, and the bad writing is criticized. And when it's criticized, there is a minority of people that say offensive things, and and Kennedy and the actors and the corporation blames them for the failure of the show. They blame them for Star Wars not doing well. They blame them. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. I mean, they're bad people.
Well, I mean, I think that's just the world at large. I think they always everything. There's so much on the internet specifically that just blows up from the most minute thing. You could do something. You could be the best person in the world, and you could donate to charities. You could do this. You could do that, and you make one tiny mistake, and people will. Obviously, there are people like I'm not defending some people on the internet. Trust me, we know who those people are, but there's a lot of people who just make mistakes, and then you see a news article. You see a news article about them, and you're like, "Why are they in trouble?"
We're so quick to judge people that we don't even know. We don't know these people. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know their backgrounds. Sometimes people say stupid things. That doesn't make them an entirely bad person. It just means they made that one mistake. If they apologize for it, they reconcile
leave actors alone, and
but there are people who will not stop,
yeah.
and they will harass. I mean, look at Jake Lloyd and Ahmed Best.
Oh, dude, poor guy.
Anakin Skywalker.
Dude,
and
Jake Lloyd
Jar Jar
literally
Binks.
had to leave.
Jake Lloyd dealt with a lot of depression because of what they did to him, and Ahmed Best, he actually shares a story on a very good show.
Plug. Sorry.
A very good show called Light and Magic. Watch it. It's on Disney Plus. It's very good. I swear by it. It's amazing. If you're into filmmaking, if you're not into filmmaking, watch it. Ahmed Best shares a story there and shares what happened to him after Jar Jar, because Jar Jar is an integral part of that documentary because it's about Industrial Light and Magic. Jar Jar,
dude, imagine a documentary about Jar Jar Binks, bro.
The first fully photoreal CGI character. Just as a concept, not as a character.
Exactly.
First fully photoreal CGI character to be integrated into a live-action film. And because of that, he's very integral to that episode of Light and Magic. And Ahmed Best is interviewed, and he talks about his experience playing Jar Jar and afterwards. Because Jar Jar was so poorly received, fans did what they do now, and they attacked him. And they said horrible, bigoted, terrible things to him, and he, went to a really bad place.
Yeah.
And you can probably guess where that place is, and emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah. He's obviously a lot better now. He's got his recompense. He's got his redemption because he was brought back to do that one reality show, which was really cool because I think it's actually canon, kind of. Not really, but the idea of it's canon, which is like a Jedi Master training these younglings and like a youngling training thing. It was a cool idea. It didn't last very long. It was on YouTube. And then he was, that same Jedi, Kelleran Beck, was brought into canon for The Mandalorian Season 3. One of the few good things about that season was the appearance of Kelleran Beck. He's the guy who saves Grogu in the flashback. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he got a really cool scene. Yeah, that's Jar Jar, in case you didn't know. So
that's pretty cool. But,
yeah, and I'm not saying Jar Jar's a good character or whatever, but the actor did not deserve any of the hate. And it's the same as today.
Well, and also Jar Jar's not bad enough a character either. Like,
he really isn't.
Like, there was no reason.
No
reason, not even in the slightest. Like, there's sometimes where you look and you're like, oh, I see why they did that, but they shouldn't have. Jar Jar is one of those things that there was not enough bad to truly
really
even
didn't have a
get to.
reason.
There was nothing. No, there's no justifiable reason in my opinion at all.
But like, I know what you're saying. Like, there was also like
you look at it and you're like, why are you doing this?
Even to provoke,
like
I don't see any
exactly
like overly provocative things in there to be like, oh, we need to go. Like, dude, it's a goofy character in a kids movie. Like, let it go.
Yeah, it's Star Wars, dude.
It's Star Wars.
Like,
I mean, Lucas would be doing that back in the 80s if he could. Make no mistake.
Yeah, I mean, he
kind of did. I mean, look at Yoda's goofy, and even like a lot of the side characters. Salacious B. Crumb. I mean, is he serious?
I love Salacious B.
Anyway,
Crumb.
that's a different argument. All this to say, Star Wars fans are very, very toxic, but when I say that, I mean like
the bad ones.
The bad ones. There's an idea that that's everybody. It's not. It's actually a minority from everything. Mostly from what I've seen. But those people get blamed for everything, for why the show's bad. They can't take responsibility for their bad writing, and then they rope all of us into. That's what my main point is. They rope everybody else into that. Yeah. And like, well, you're all just bigots, and you're all. Well, no, we're not all bigots. We just can't stand your lousy writing, and we're tired of it, and we're not going to watch it anymore. And when we don't watch it, you don't get money. And so why don't you start making some good stuff? Sorry.
Yeah, and the big thing to take away from that is, do we think that Filoni is going to give us a good enough run?
I will have to wait and see. Filoni has put out more good than bad, for sure.
Yeah.
All of Clone Wars. Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Underworld. Tales of the Empire was a little rough, but...
I watched Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Underworld. I never watched Tales of the Empire, which is...
It's okay. The Morgan Elsbeth, or was it the Morgan Elsbeth? One of the two runs was... I think...
Good. Wait,
one of the two runs was like...
Was there a Barriss? Wasn't Barriss a part of it?
It was Barriss and Morgan Elsbeth. That's who it is. So Barriss is actually an interesting one. Morgan Elsbeth... I can't remember. One of them was like... Okay, that's pretty interesting. The other one was like, well, what's going on here? Why are we watching this? It's very boring. And the main problem with Tales of the Empire was boring, from what I remember. I haven't watched it since it came out. It came out May the 4th, 2024, I want to say. So it's been a long time. Then we got Tales of the Underworld last year. I don't think we're getting any Tales this year.
I see Star Wars animation going in a...
Well, we're getting... Maul
Shadow Lord,
which is Clone Wars style.
I think the biggest, what I'm expecting to see the biggest step forward in is Star Wars animation. This transition of power.
I see that.
I
see that. But I think Star Wars. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars series that are live action. I think we should kind of move away from that. I think Star Wars series that are animation are fine. We've been doing that since like the 80s.
On top of that, where is all our 2D animated Star Wars? Like, there's so many different mediums of animation that we can go into, and obviously we're doing Star Wars Visions. That's cool, but let's make another original show with its own original style. With its I miss that. I miss that.
Yeah.
A lot. And I think with Filoni, that's an expectation that I have him coming into this. I have huge. I don't want to have the biggest expectations, but that's the biggest expectation that I have.
Right.
Is that Star Wars animation is going to take a step forward again.
Yeah.
Because they're always taking steps forward. They're always making the best Star Wars content that we have. The most consistent Star Wars content that we have, other than episodes 1 through 6, is the animation.
Oh, and Bad Batch was also very good.
Again, Star Wars
The
animation.
storytelling there is great, and it also kind of makes the sequels not watchable, but they kind of make a little bit more sense now that we know that Palpatine's been trying to research this stuff from the past, and we're proving it, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, all of the animated shows fix problems in the movies.
Mandalorian 2 also touches up on the cloning. Like, they've been subtly dropping, like, things here and there to be like, hey, Palpatine was doing this the whole time. I want something more explicit.
My question
like, more clear.
Can we get an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2 with Dave Filoni in charge?
Maybe.
I would,
I'd like
because
a movie.
Well, I would
It
like a
should have
movie,
been a movie
too.
because it was going to be a movie.
And well, I mean, we're getting Mandalorian and Grogu, so we might as well get an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie.
That was what I was getting to, is that we shouldn't do any live action Star Wars content needs to be films.
Yes.
Star Wars is a big screen medium. It belongs in the theaters. It is meant to be experienced in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You take Star Wars out of the theaters, it loses most of its grandioseness. I mean, obviously, when you get home, you want to rewatch it. But
like, there's
when you
something
first
about
experience- yeah.
having the experience in the theater. We talk about this when we're talking about Avengers Infinity War or Endgame.
Right, and even the sequels.
It's
even
like-
Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of
Yeah, I mean,
Skywalker,
we
in the
all went to theaters.
It was a much better experience watching those movies because of the visuals, because of
And
the sound.
also, yeah, they're stunning. They're stunning to look at.
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing looking movies. And
mean,
I can remember when we went to go see Force Awakens when I was a kid.
I remember that, too.
And, I never got that with any other Star Wars.
Yeah.
We sadly, we grew up with the sequels. Or we grew up with the sequels coming out in theaters.
Yeah.
We grew up with the
Unfortunately,
prequels.
I grew up watching all 6 movies.
Yeah.
That I would steal my brother's. My brother has all of them still,
Yeah.
but back then they didn't have streaming. So we had them all on DVD box set of all 6 movies. Originals, and then the remasters.
Yeah.
I would watch all 6 of them, like, religiously, like, so many times.
I did that, but I was like that. We only had a VHS player when I was growing up.
Yeah.
That's just what my parents got from their parents.
Yeah, we had one too. For a
Yeah,
while.
and so we had the original trilogy, but my 3-4-year-old brain didn't have the attention span for that.
Me neither.
You know what I did have the attention span for? The pod racing scene in episode 1. So I think the Star Wars movie that I have seen the most without a question is Phantom Menace, just because I would watch it every single nap time on our CRT when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And that, and then we had our big TV was out in the living room, and we'd connect my mom's computer to it, and I'd watch Cars over and over again. So
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
my little brain just wanted to watch racing all day. So
Yeah.
but
So yeah, that's kind of how it was. Like, we watched these movies a bunch growing up, and then we had, obviously in theaters we experienced the sequels.
oh, dude, you know what was the best experience? Freaking Revenge of the Sith coming back in theaters.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then Hayden Christensen even doing the intro for the movie too.
That was really fun.
Oh, no, I think that
Well,
truly,
we're getting. Is it this? No, it would have to be next year because that's when the anniversary would be, because it's 77. A New Hope. next year.
which
We're getting that back in
that's
theaters.
huge.
That's happening.
We
That's
finally watched our first Star Wars movie together the other night. Because
that's weird.
We've
never
known
watched-
each other and talked about Star Wars for so long now, and we realized that we had never watched
never
Star
actually
Wars
watched Star
together.
Wars.
So we watched Return of the Jedi. It's not as good as Empire, obviously. I think,
Of course not.
but
it's still
I
good.
mean, just
It's still
the opening scene is so peak, bro.
But yeah, I mean, anyway, I heard that the A New Hope, is gonna be the original cut. I heard. I don't know
Oh,
for
so it's not gonna be the crap Disney Plus stuff with.
crap's too far.
I-
I would say.
no,
I was
I-
laughing about this. I was sitting with someone. I kind of feel bad for them because they didn't seem. It was Jacob. Poor Jacob.
Oh, dude.
We were
He's the
watching-
guy who made us these cups, by the
I know.
way.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob. Sorry for talking your ear off.
We were sitting. He seemed interested. Like he was at least pretending to be. We were watching Return of the Jedi on a couple days ago. This is when we were watching it. We were also watching it with him.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I mean, they just add a lot of pointless stuff. Lucas added a lot of pointless stuff to these movies. And I don't know, I kept pointing them out, like, oh, yeah, that, like, why is that there? And they're like, I didn't even know this. I was like, well, it's new.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he fell asleep at some point.
he did. But anyway, I'm very passionate about defending Lucas in this, though, because they're his movies.
Yeah.
And, again, if he had the technology, he would have done this anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's making something that's foreign to the movies. It's like it's his vision that he had. I'm not sure where in the vision a giant, monster butt walking across the camera and PS2 graphics was in there.
Did you say monster butt?
Yeah, monster butt.
What is that?
What's it called? It's called? Oh my god, hold on. It's called. I know the name. This is useless Star Wars info. Ronto. It's a giant green lizard thing that walk around Mos Eisley.
But you said monster butt.
Well, it's like a big monster that walks around Mos Eisley. Well, okay.
I thought you were saying monster
During the
B-U-T-T,
movie,
though.
So you know when they get stopped by like Imperial Customs and they're all like, you don't need the identification, all that.
Yeah.
During that scene, Lucas for some reason added like a Ronto rocking across the screen, but it's like it's a close up and it's just like its butt for like 20 frames, and like I don't know why, like things like that. I'm like, Lucas, I can't defend you there. I don't know what that was, especially since it was in the 90s.
Well, I mean, this is the man who made Luke and Leia kiss in Empire Strikes Back and then told the audience the next movie that it's his sister. So
I had to explain
don't
that
know.
to them too. They were like, why did they have them kiss? I was like, because he didn't know until he made Return of the Jedi that they were siblings. He didn't have that planned.
Yeah, he didn't have to write that, though.
Yeah, maybe not.
He didn't have to write that.
Well, if he didn't, then we wouldn't have the awesome story that we have in Revenge of the Sith. So,
We could have still had that.
well, who would have been like?
No, I'm just saying he didn't have to get kissed by Leia.
Well, like I said, he didn't know. Like she was a love interest in the first movie, and then the second one, she obviously gravitated towards Han, because Han was just Han. I mean, wouldn't you?
I'd rather have watched her kiss Chewie. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's weird to know that they're brother and sister, but it's also like obviously Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher are not related, so in reality, they're not siblings. It's
Fair.
fine.
Fair.
Anyway,
But yeah.
wow, bunny trail. What I was saying was, yeah, I mean, I'll defend Lucas's movies, and segueing back, Lucas was a huge influence on Dave Filoni's career.
Yeah.
Like Filoni based a lot of his writing style off of Lucas's writing style because he worked under him. A lot of Clone Wars was written by Lucas, or at least supervised by Lucas. Filoni wrote a lot of Clone Wars, but Lucas was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And so I think Filoni has a lot of merit to his writing. I think he's a very talented writer in a lot of respects. The problem is, going all the way back to what we were saying before, he's made all these successful animated shows. But when it came time for a live action show, Ahsoka, it kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
Mainly because of his usage of Thrawn. And Ezra.
But
Ezra and Thrawn living on the same planet and like never conflicting with each other.
I think that was the biggest problem because I don't think revisiting Thrawn was a bad decision.
No.
Because Thrawn is like the best villain.
His usage of Thrawn,
Like-
when I say usage of Thrawn, I mean like how little he used Thrawn in the plot.
No,
And how-
that is what I was
and
upset
how
about
Thrawn
the show for.
doesn't seem to be as smart because Thrawn's like a super genius.
Yeah.
He's like a
He's
Moriarty.
the most tactical.
Or if you know, you know. Magnuson he plays Magnuson in Sherlock. Anyway, the same actor. Yeah, Thrawn is like a big, highly intelligent, like villain. He's like he's a villain you have to really outwit and outsmart because he's so smart. Like we see this in Rebels all the time. He's always one step ahead of the Rebels. Like he's always he's like a master strategist. That's why the Emperor favors him so much until Krennic builds the Death Star and Tarkin takes credit, and then Thrawn's project goes under the TIE Defenders. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Thrawn is a huge very well-written Star Wars villain who, fun fact, was not written for Rebels. Most people know this, but if you didn't already know, he was written for the books. EU, before Disney even bought Star Wars, the Heir to the Empire series was all Thrawn. So Thrawn was already an established character. He was decanonized when Disney took over Star Wars. Filoni brought him back, as he does a lot of things, actually. To his credit, Filoni does actually take inspiration from the EU, unlike a lot of other people. JJ. Ryan.
Hey, Ryan
was on something.
Dude,
I don't know.
Ryan has no right ruining Star Wars like he did.
Because, yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah,
was it last episode?
Yeah, we talked about this because of how good
The
all
last
three
time
Knives Out movies are.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Because after we had that conversation, Wake Up Dead Man had just came out, and and so I had watched that, and then I went and rewatched the other two, and I was like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck, dude?
I don't know.
It's so pointless.
I don't know.
I think next episode we should talk, since we're going to see the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings. Might be a good topic for me to actually let loose on my nerdism, you know. So, we talk a lot of Star Wars on this, and we talk a lot about me loving Lord of the Rings and all of this.
We haven't talked a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings.
We haven't talked enough. But anyway, do you remember when we started, by the way? I don't even know how long we've been going for.
Oh, you mean, I don't know. I would say, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. I think it's.
Anyway, let's
Sorry, I
start.
was reading a text from Edward.
You're all good.
I would say.
Did he give the occupation?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
So I would say, yeah, we've been probably going for like 20, 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. It doesn't matter.
I was gonna say just like
we can move on.
Maybe time for some final thoughts about Dave Filoni before.
Right.
There's a
This
couple.
was kind of the main subject of the episode because
there's
not a lot
a
else to talk
couple
about.
news things I want to go over. Just like off the top of my head, thinking about stuff. But my thoughts, Dave Filoni, I think he's going to do a better job. That's why they're bringing him in, not because the fans want him, but because they know he can.
Right.
And, you know, I think it's just a plus that we can get him in there. My biggest concern is that he is, as the head of that, we're going to lose that CCO. Mm-hmm. And so I'm also not convinced that Sam Witwer would be the new CCO.
He should be, but he probably won't be.
We'll see, and that's my
my final thoughts is literally the same as Nerdrotic. In theory, I'm optimistic. I'm on board with it, but I'm very cautious and unsure, and I'm not going to sit here and say
cautiously optimistic.
I'm not going to sit here and say Star Wars is saved. But we'll see what happens. Definitely better than Kennedy. Finally, ding dong.
I know. I feel like how long has it been? It's been like 5 years since those rumors started.
Yeah, I mean, this has been like every year since like 2020, 2019.
That's ridiculous.
It's been like every year. Oh, Kathy Kennedy stepping down. Nope. Kathy Kennedy stepping down. Nope. And so when you told me this at the beginning of this year, I was like...
You're like, that's a joke. And I said this the last episode, and you're like, okay, buddy.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, it's...
Because it's always lies, but I guess this time it actually happened.
It's actually official.
I think it's probably always been like she was planning on it, and then Star Wars fans started celebrating, so she was like, you know what, I'm going to stay. And now it's kind of like, well, you're getting up there, you can't stay, so bye.
You're getting up there.
Respectfully.
How old is she?
I don't know.
I don't think she's that
For reference,
old.
Again, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. I rest my case.
Rest my case. Anyway.
All right, let's move on.
The biggest news things that they're not even on the notes, but the biggest news things to come out is obviously that Avengers Doomsday dropped their Wakanda trailer as well. So we have 4 trailers for Avengers Doomsday, which is the majority of us thought that's all we were getting.
Right.
We have new intel that they're going to be dropping new trailers once a week up until the Super Bowl, which is like February 8th.
Are we getting another one in the Super? I would assume they would do one for the Super.
No, they're doing the final trailer at the Super Bowl.
How many more? Did they say how many more?
Well, I mean, the Super Bowl is February 8th, so they're gonna do once a week until
starting.
It's been going once a week. So next week we'll have a new trailer leaked or presented from the Russo brothers on their Instagram.
Really?
Is my hope and my guess.
Quick question: do you think Doom will be in one of these trailers? Probably the last one.
I think Doom will only show up in the Super Bowl trailer.
Okay.
That's
Let's
my
finally
guess.
get our first look. Do you think we'll see RDJ, or do you think we'll just see maybe
we'll see a flashback
like
of RDJ?
a snippet of Doom?
If we're doing over under RDJ being in a trailer, I'd take over, but as a flashback, you know. So that's the news for Marvel. We're gonna play a Marvel game today, so we're gonna get back into it. But yeah, as we stated before, Lord of the Rings 25th anniversary, specifically for Fellowship of the Ring, 25th anniversary is happening as of next week. So January 28th is when at least theaters near us are going to start showing us. I'm definitely getting the popcorn bucket and the drink. I'm so hyped for this. Like you don't understand.
Is it just the standard director's cut, not extended?
No, it's extended.
Really?
No, they never. So when they did the 20th anniversary, when I went to last see them in theaters, they did the extended editions, and because I think that's honestly better because you're getting more bang for your buck.
You need all more story. I mean, the book is
it's
has so much
vast.
stuff. You need more because all the extended stuff is I think in the book, right?
Yeah.
So you need more of that information.
Yeah. Well, and obviously not all of the things that are in the book are even in the extended edition. Like one of the crucial characters that they meet, Tom Bombadil, isn't in there. You don't get the
Should have been.
And then you don't get the Barrow Downs chapter, and then you don't get. There's a lot of things that happen that aren't in the movies, but the movies are so well done that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it really.
Same with Hunger Games.
It really just doesn't matter.
Say those are the two series of movies that are the best book adaptations are Hunger Games and Lord of the Rings.
I would argue that, I think people need to take another glance at The Hobbit, because I think The Hobbit is like that too, where it's like I think it's just that entertaining that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's so far off from the book, even more than Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like significantly far off. But it's just, they're well-made movies.
It's got the basic story. It's just there's so much fluff.
I think they're, on top of that the...
Because that's one I've actually read.
What Peter Jackson did with those movies isn't as bad as you think. And every Lord of the Rings fan is like, oh, Peter Jackson did this for money. Peter Jackson did this for that. Like, he didn't actually care about the project at all. Mm-hmm. If he didn't care about the project, he wouldn't make 3 movies, and he wouldn't make them as long as they were.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the things that he did, I'd say other than adding Toriel and Legolas in the movies, I think every other creative decision that he did only improved.
Yeah.
On what The Hobbit had. I
mean, Legolas kind of makes sense because the only reason why he wasn't in The Hobbit is because he wasn't a character yet.
What my problem is the love triangle.
Oh, yeah, that
is that's abysmal.
We don't need, what was it, Keely?
Yeah, it's Keely and Tariel and Legolas. It's weird. It's weird.
But I like the fact that Legolas, I'm sorry, he's just too cool in Battle of the Five Armies.
Okay, well, there's one scene where I just laugh. It's where he's stepping up on as the bridge is breaking. Okay, that scene is ridiculous.
Well, okay,
that is
when he shoots the Drake in the head,
yeah,
and rides it all the way down to the.
That's in Two Towers.
I thought
that's at Helm's Deep, bro.
But he does it in Battle of Farmers when he's sniping all the orcs, and then he runs out of arrows for the first time ever, and so he picks up his last arrow off of a dead thing, and then he jumps on a drake and then stabs it, and then
that might have happened. I just rewatched them. I feel like
no, they're like the little dragon things. Those are drakes, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah, I mean take a look at it right here. I mean, look at this Christmas present.
Oh yeah, you got the Hobbit
illustrated. The Hobbit illustrated edition for Christmas. Thanks, Mom. Love you. But yeah. Anyway, I could go on all day about
I think
this.
next
but,
episode.
next
talk
episode
about
we
Lord
can
of
go
Lord-
deep
Lord of
into
the
it.
Rings and Hobbit and
But
Middle-earth
like
stuff.
I'm so excited that I have my annual rewatch obviously during Christmas break with my
So
family.
is it just Fellowship
No, it's all three. All three are getting a
release?
release.
Their own release?
Yeah, and so it's day by day.
Okay. Cool.
But we'll figure it
Are
out.
we watching The Hobbit leading up to it?
Well, I just finished watching The Hobbit.
But.
maybe not the extended editions because they're long. But
Okay.
but what I was gonna say is that I've been so hyped for the re-release that I've already had my yearly rewatch, my annual rewatch with my family.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I did that, I finished it, and I knew that the 25th anniversary was coming out. I went and listened to the audiobook for The Hobbit, and then I listened to the audiobook for The Fellowship of the Ring, and I'm in the middle of listening to the audiobook for The Two Towers. And then I rewatched the Hobbit movies while I was waiting for you to come back in our dorm. And I finished the extended editions of those. And not only that, I've also lent out my Lord of the Rings, like my leather-bound gold leaf Lord of the Rings copy, all 3 books in one, so one of our friends could read it, and just so they can experience that before we go and see the movies. Like
She's still working on it?
Yeah, she's still working on it.
Yeah.
It's a hefty book, bro. But I think she said she was at Helm's Deep, so that's like halfway through Two Towers in the book.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah. I mean, I am so excited for this. But yeah, we can go into it more next week after we've rewatched them, and we can give our reviews. You know, but yeah. All I have to say is 17 Oscars and only 3 movies. That says it all.
More than anything.
More than anything, yeah. And 11 of those came from Return of the King.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I think, aren't a lot of them VFX or
VFX, they also got Best
Score.
Movie Award. Like, they got everything.
Yeah,
I think
too
the only
crazy.
thing they didn't get was, like, Best Actor, Actress.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I mean, who would they give that to? Elijah Wood, Viggo Mortensen?
I
Because
think Vigo might deserve it.
well, I mean, he is the king of Gondor, so
Yeah.
I feel like
I think if anyone would get it, would be Vigo, or Orlando Bloom.
he would be best supporting,
Yeah, best supporting.
but I think Viggo might also be put in that category as well.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's one of those
we should probably
characters.
get off this topic now and
Well,
get
move on to our
right
game.
into our game for today.
Don't want this episode.
So
to be
we, yeah,
little too long.
I mean, we've come up with a new game almost every single week, and this week it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple, actually. So don't get on. Don't be praising us too much on our creativeness, because this was pretty easy to make. But we're doing MCU Fact or Cap, and we've come up with questions that are, some are obvious, some are a little misleading, and some are just straight up lies. And so we're going to try and guess what's correct about each question. We're going to go back and forth between each other. But this is kind of in celebration of figuring out that Doomsday's trailer is going to release on February 8th. 2026 is the year of Avengers Doomsday.
Yep.
So and also Spider-Man Brand New Day, might I add. So we're going to give our MCU a little love here today.
man.
So you want to start us off? I have not seen these and Jordan
I
has
haven't
not
seen
seen
those.
mine. So
All right, here
We'll
we
see.
go. This is a pretty easy one. The TVA exists outside of time.
true.
Yeah.
True.
Get it.
Yeah. And when it says the answer says technically true, then you say yes to it as well.
It's also true. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's but I think that the answers that we have to say are we have to give the exact. So it's either cap technically true or regular true.
Yeah. If it's
So and I
technically-
think that is
we can have a little tiny talk about it if it's technically true.
yeah. So I think that one's just straight up true.
Yeah, that one's straight up true.
Okay, you ready for
TVA
mine?
Definitely, that's a true statement. Yeah, I'm ready.
A rat saved half the universe.
True. Technically true.
It's technically
Yeah,
true.
technically.
It's on a technicality because
rat
the
didn't hit
Avengers,
the button that
yeah,
brought Ant-Man back, but obviously the Avengers.
saved
Ant-Man.
half the
but
universe.
the rat, if the rat hadn't stepped on that button, Ant-Man probably wouldn't have been brought back, and the Avengers wouldn't have been saved. So
Yeah,
the
technically true.
rat saved the universe.
Rat saved half of the universe.
Yeah.
Anyway, your turn.
Okay, here we go. Variants only exist because of time travel.
Variants only exist because of time travel. True.
No, that's wrong.
What? Okay, so how do variants?
Well, okay, so Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are also technically variants of Peter Parker. They don't exist because of time travel. They exist just because they're in their own separate universe.
Oh, okay.
Their own separate universe.
Okay. Yes, but doesn't the time travel also create incursions, and that's why Doomsday is happening?
It's very complicated. So basically, time travel also can create separate universes, yes, but within that timeline. So there are different timelines.
Gotcha.
But-
Okay, that makes more sense because
Think Spider-Verse, you see, Miguel was looking at another variant of himself,
Yeah.
but it looked just like him.
Yeah.
That's another variant along his timeline.
Yes.
So it looks the same. It's if he made different decisions, if something differently happened.
Yeah.
But that's like real scientific theory on how the multiverse works, actually, if it were to theoretically exist. If you're going somewhere and then you make a decision, you split off.
Yeah.
If a different decision is made from your specific timeline, something different happens, it splits off into a branching timeline. That is also multiverse, but there are other there are other universes that exist on their own timelines.
Gotcha.
And they can have their own branching timelines
Okay.
also.
I
It's
see.
very confusing.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that.
But that's probably the best way to explain it. Your turn.
All right. Nick Fury lost his eye because he trusted the wrong Avenger.
That's false. It was a cat. Actually, it was a Flurgan, but it was a cat.
It's technically
cat.
true.
What is they counting Goose as an Avenger?
Yeah, Goose is also one of
The first Avenger?
yeah. So
Well, I guess Captain Marvel would be.
Captain Marvel left him with Goose,
Yeah.
and Goose took his eye.
Oh.
It kind of gets
the
you there.
joke is he says to Goose, "I'm trusting you not to eat me," and he was trusting him.
Yeah,
and
well,
he
and
scratched his eye out.
that as well. And then Goose is also one of the reasons why he made the Avengers Protocol in the first place as well. But it was Goose and Captain Marvel.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, technically true.
Technically true. Here we go. Doctor Strange saw more than one winning future. In Infinity War when he did his little...
Oh, that's Cap.
Yeah, completely.
That's
He
completely
saw
Cap.
one future. That one.
Okay. Number 3. In the MCU, Captain America has never lied.
Cap.
Cap.
He lied about Tony's parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are correct about that. That is some ball knowledge right there. Ah,
It's kind of the whole plot of the Civil War, but... Well, half
Did
the
you-
plot of Civil War.
did you know? Did you know?
I didn't know it was him.
Anyway, number 4.
There is no single sacred MCU timeline.
True.
Yeah, technically true. That's what
Technically
this
true?
says.
Okay. Well,
Um,
because if we're going off of technically true, then yes, but we have our
I have a
main.
theory. So the problem is the comic book universe is supposed to be Earth 616. Feige decided that the universe was going to be referred to as 616 when he did Multiverse of Madness, because that's what Christine refers to it as.
Okay.
The problem with that is the comics already designated the MCU as Earth 99999 or something like that. And that is confirmed by Miguel in Spider-Verse when he says, "Don't get me started about Doctor Strange and that little weirdo from Earth 99999." So now we have 616 and 99999 being the same universe. It's possible that they are parallel universes.
Gotcha.
So we have 616 and we have 99999. They're like...
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Sorry.
Welcome to Marvel, where nothing makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely not.
But that's just my theory. I actually have no idea why they have two different names for it, other than just miscommunication in the Marvel department. But yeah, technically true. There are more than one sacred MCU timeline. Don't know why it says it here. I didn't write this. Someone who wrote it, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write this, but I'm assuming that's what it meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your turn.
You ready for my number 4?
Yeah.
Thor has killed more people than any Avenger.
It's very possible because he fought in a lot of battles. And he's fought on cosmic war fronts, whereas, like, I'm thinking, like, Romanoff and Hawkeye, they've probably killed a bunch of people, but not probably as many.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that's true.
It's technically true.
Okay.
And it's technically true because he's the reason Thanos snapped his fingers.
Oh,
So,
that's what they're getting at. with
Yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
it's technically true. But I think it's also true. Because, again, he has fought on more. But I think Romanoff could have more kills.
I mean, Ronin, who knows how many guys he killed when
Good
Hawkeye
Lord.
was Ronin.
Yeah, and he didn't do it in, like, war. He did that, like, just out of
bloodlust.
bloodlust. So, yeah. It's definitely debatable. And then Hulk in the line of fire just killing civilians,
Okay.
But, yeah, technically true.
Okay.
All right. Give me your number 5.
The Infinity Stones still exist.
What do you mean, like, post-Endgame?
Yeah.
No, they were destroyed. That's Cap.
Technically true.
What?
Because there are other timelines with Infinity Stones, and there are other universes with
some-
Infinity Stones.
I knew it was going to pull some of that.
In the sacred timeline, no. There's no more Infinity Stones because the ones Tony
In the
used
technically
were
true
put
sacred
back.
timeline.
Thanos destroyed the current present day Infinity Stones, so there's no more Infinity Stones
Gotcha.
left. But there are still more in other timelines. So
Oh, well, and
they
then
still
I
exist out there.
also forgot about the whole Cap bringing stones back to where they
Right.
are and stuff like that. And that also creates timeline universes again. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Timey wimey.
Okay.
That's a crazy thing is the Russo brothers don't think or have said that Steve went to a branch timeline when he went back to be with Peggy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there was another writer who said that he was with her throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole MCU, throughout the whole story, there were 2 Steve Rogers in one universe.
Yeah.
But the Russo brothers, who probably trumped this guy, have said no.
They trumped him. They trumped him very well.
Wasn't okay.
It was the most tremendous trumping
Your
you've ever
impression's
seen.
awful.
Well, let's see yours then. I don't think it's that
I'm
good.
good.
I think you're going to. You're good. You're not good.
Dude, you got me all messed up now.
I apologize for this.
Quite frankly, stop talking. Quite frankly.
I think you need to stop talking.
Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, Russo brothers have said it's a different timeline. But so that means that, yeah, he probably did. When he put the stones back, no, because the Ancient One did say putting the stones back, or Bruce said that it would erase those branching timelines. So, no, they didn't create any branches.
Gotcha.
They created branches when they removed them, but when they put them back,
you know
they
what?
fixed those branches.
I see.
They clipped
Yeah.
the branches, as Steve said. But Steve did create a new branch when he didn't return
Yeah.
back to his spot he was supposed to return to. And he
Gotcha.
went to live with Peggy. There was a timeline out there where Peggy met someone else, had a different husband, different life. But now there's another timeline where she doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Was that your number 5?
Yeah.
Okay. My number 5. Iron Man invents time travel.
I'm sure it probably says technically true.
It says technically true. And that's because he asks his AI assistant to run the Mobius strip.
Yeah.
And
but are we going to give
technically-
AI credit for anything?
No.
No.
Never.
So, yeah, Tony invented it.
Yeah, Tony, I'd give that a true
I don't
because
know. Discovered. You can't really invent. a
yeah, you can't
natural law.
invent. Yeah,
Time travel would be a natural occurrence. Well, a supernatural, not a supernatural, a cosmic occurrence that you couldn't invent. Like, I don't invent black holes. I just discover them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but anyway, So he discovered time travel.
Yeah.
That's true. Mine is Wanda Maximoff breaks the rules of magic.
I'm going to go that to be 100% true.
It says technically true. I don't know why.
Have you seen Multiverse of Madness? I don't know. I feel like
this is either referencing that or WandaVision.
both, I think, because
it might be referencing her going to try to dreamwalk into her other self.
Yeah, I have no idea, but
I don't know.
I mean, it's magic. Should there even
Wanda is crazy in the MCU because now that we have mutants in the Marvel verse, they tacked it on to her story. So she always had the powers, and the stone just amplified them.
Yeah.
Now.
I think it's
Same
weird
with
to even
Pietro.
have the rules of magic because it's already like
It's
so weird.
Anyway.
But anyway,
I guess that's technically true. Whatever. Your turn.
all right. The Avengers officially disbanded after Endgame.
No, that's not true. Technically true. False.
What are you gonna put down for
That's
that?
Cap.
It is Cap.
Yeah.
Good
We
job.
still have the Avengers.
Nice spot, fine, but yeah,
We still have the Avengers. Or else the Thunderbolts would be just the Avengers, not the new Avengers.
exactly. But yeah, so they never technically disbanded,
No,
but they
'cause-
just never really went into action since then.
We just haven't had any more Avengers movies.
Exactly.
Okay. My turn. The Avengers create more problems than they solve. This is like Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, I was
J. Jonah
like, this is
Jameson.
like Civil War type question.
This is like a J. Jonah Jameson argument.
Ooh, then it's technically true.
It says Cap because, and it has the reason as opinion is not canon. Opinion does not equal canon. So
That's no, I think that's a fair point.
yeah, it's just an opinion. You can't just say it's like J. Jonah Jameson being like Spider-Man creates all the problems. Like,
Spider-Man.
Well, you can't prove that. So
Yeah, true.
okay.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right, Hulk refuses to come out because he's scared. This is in Infinity War.
Right. True.
Technically true.
Technically true.
He's not really scared of what's going on. He's scared to. Actually, that should just be true.
Yeah, I don't
feel
know
like
how
there's
it's technically true.
yeah. Anyway, messed up card.
Multiverse rules contradict themselves.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Well, it says technically true, but it's true.
But yeah, I mean that's
so
not
complicated. They do contradict themselves.
I
a
mean,
bunch.
anything that's that overly. I've never seen something as complicated as that not contradict itself.
No, it definitely does.
Even Inception.
Anytime you do,
like Inception contradicts itself.
yeah.
Like
Anytime you do time travel, multiverse, you're always gonna have problems. Doctor Who struggles with it. The Flash struggles with it. When it comes to multiverse, the Flash again struggles with it.
Yeah.
Marvel's struggling with it. Like everyone struggles with these two things because they're just so complex, and we don't have any scientific basis on what they're actually like.
True.
So there's no way of knowing. Anyway, so
All right. You're number 8.
yep, that was my number 8. Your turn.
Okay. Every Infinity Stone is destroyed.
Yeah, true.
Technically true. As we've stated, there are contradictions in the MCU multiverse and Garbo like that. But yeah,
guess.
it's technically true.
Technically true. I guess you could say, well, you could just go back and get them, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Kang is inevitable.
False! That's Cap!
Yeah.
Because Thanos is inevitable.
Yeah, that and like we're not getting Kang anymore because of Jonathan Majors being Jonathan Majors.
I am inevitable.
Yeah, no more Kang. It's Doom
Yeah.
now. Kang is done. I honestly am kind of glad because we could never have taken him seriously because he got beaten by
In
Ant-Man.
freaking Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was so bad.
I'm sad because Kang is such a good character and they botched him so bad, but
Yeah.
and now they kind of left it off at the end of Ant-Man with that secret ending. No idea what's gonna happen.
It's so annoying.
Anyway,
But yeah.
you
Anyway.
can't control what the actors do. It's fine.
All right. You ready for number 9?
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man has fought every Avenger.
Spider-Man's fought every Avenger? False.
Yeah, it's Cap. There's
He
no
hasn't.
way we were getting
He's
away
only
with that.
fought. He's really only fought Captain America. Did he fight anyone else? I mean, he fought all the Avengers on Cap's side. Are we talking like just the mainline 6 Avengers or everybody?
Let's go mainline 6.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
even that. No.
Even that he can't because he was on one side.
If he
for
fought Thor or Hulk, he'd die.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. Especially not Tom Holland Spider-Man. Maybe
Yeah.
symbiote suit Spider-Man would.
Dude, I cannot wait to see symbiote Spider-Man.
Symbiote Spider-Man would put up a fight. Maybe
Yeah.
to Hulk. Maybe to Thor. I don't know. Probably not.
I think he'd put up a fight against Hulk because he can put up a fight against Venom.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, Thor is the most powerful character.
Thor is just you can't beat Thor at anything.
Yeah.
No one can beat Thor.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Cap. Oh wow, we talked about this. It says Captain America creates a branching timeline by staying.
You know what? I forgot what we said, but I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, it says
I'm gonna say
technically true.
technically true.
Probably because it's kind of the two writers are arguing about it. One writer's saying no. The Russo brothers are saying yes. But like I said before, Russo brothers kind of trump everybody. Russo brothers are going to be probably the more accurate source there. So I'm going to say that that's true. He did create a branching timeline. Okay.
Okay. The Avengers only assemble twice.
They've only assembled
Like
twice.
when
Like
you
in their own
put
movies?
yeah, when we're talking about like
No, that's Cap because they've at least assembled 3 times.
name.
First one, Age of Ultron and Endgame. I guess you could say they didn't assemble in Infinity War because they weren't all together, but they were all together in the first one. They were all together in the second one. They were all together in Endgame. So
Correct. Ding 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 ding. Yeah. That's Cap.
yeah.
So you could get away with that.
Even in Infinity War, I mean, they did assemble, just 2 different groups assembled, but they still kind of assembled. But yeah, they assembled in at least 3 times. Okay, I'm trying to find a good one. Vision in WandaVision is the same as Vision in Age of Ultron, Civil War, and Infinity War.
In WandaVision?
Yeah, it's the same Vision. It's the same character.
That's Cap. Isn't he a figment of
That's Cap.
yeah. Okay. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
The MCU confirms that aliens exist before the Avengers. 2012.
Yeah, Thor. Yes, that's true.
How so?
Thor's an alien.
Technically.
Not technically, it's
Asgardian.
from another planet.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. But do they count them as gods or do they count?
Well, they're only gods because humans thought they were gods because they didn't know aliens. They couldn't
Sure.
understand the concept of aliens.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's canon. It's
Yeah.
completely canon.
Yeah.
So, good job.
They only call themselves gods because the humans called them gods. They're like, I like that. I'm going to call myself a god. Like, they
Yeah.
only did that because of the humans.
Mhm.
Because the humans thought them immortal and worshipped them. But anyway, they're not immortal. They just live a long time.
Yeah.
Thousands of years.
Sure.
Anyway. That it?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
That'll be that. That is a wrap for today, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the Somewhat
This
Culture
is a
podcast.
Pretty long episode, so thank you for sticking with us. If you
I'm
have.
actually not convinced that it's that long, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Because the other episodes, I think, the past like 4 episodes have been our longest episodes yet.
The one with Montana was the longest.
That was like
2
almost
hours.
2 hours long.
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
needless to say, I'm glad to be back. I'm
Me too.
glad to see my buddy, my roommate. And we will be back next week and the week after that.
Yeah. Oh,
and
by
the week
way,
after that.
If you missed the Instagram announcement, Thursdays is our new permanent day.
Yes,
This isn't
that is a
mistake.
big thing.
This is how it's going to be from now on.
Uh-huh.
Just because our schedules have changed.
Yeah.
So we've, had
And
to
so
move it around
every,
based on that.
you know what, every 16 weeks or so, we will be changing up our schedule.
So
So just be on the lookout for
There's no
that.
guarantee that it's going to change, but there's also no guarantee it won't. So,
Yeah. So, we will see you next week,
Yeah.
and there's big things coming. So be
Big
prepared.
things.
So we'll start posting on the Instagram
have a
about
lot
them
of-
within the next 2 weeks.
We have a lot of creative
So-
people that we know and a lot of friends who really want to share their passions, and this is a very good medium and outlet to do it rather than have them make their own channels and try to build a following.
Yeah,
they can try to help
like,
us with our following.
You know what?
and
We're
grow their-
we get things, they get things, and I think the big thing is that, you know, Somewhat Cultured is a brand that we are going to build from the ground up with no help and just ourselves, and we are going to put in that work, specifically Jordan and I, to build that brand. And for people who do not have a brand and do not know how to have a brand but need a creative outlet and need to talk about things and need this, you know, section in the internet, and they felt called to do so, we're here to give them that opportunity.
Totally.
And we're here to also expand. You know, we're not just going to be the Somewhat Cultured podcast anymore. We're going to be Somewhat Cultured, and we're actually going to do that. You know,
Eventually.
and it's going to be an actually Somewhat Cultured channel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we'll still have a podcast. We'll still do this, but we want
Yeah.
to broaden our scope because we have a lot of friends who have a lot of different talents and skill sets that they bring. We all have this similar passions and we all like the same things, but not everybody, you know, needs to do is a podcaster and wants to do that. There are people who want to make videos and content. There's people who want to make vlogs. There's people who want to, you know, make, you know,
Music content.
music
Like,
content. So-
honestly, I'm excited for that, especially because, you know, I feel like we don't talk about music enough.
Oh,
Even though our first few episodes we talked a lot about scores and stuff.
Well,
like
we tried
that.
to do like a music song of the week.
Oh yeah, but it just, you know, it didn't work out. But you know, we have people who can do that, and we're working on building that brand right now, and
100%.
you know, we really hope you can be with us along for this ride.
Yeah.
And because it's gonna be big, I know it is, and our goal for this year, I think, is 2026 is 1,000 subscribers, and you know, we'll be growing from there. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. We love you,
God loves you.
and have a blessed day.